Hello everyone. So welcome back to the stream. Our Sunday stream is back. So in this stream I will try to explore Next.js. In this stream and the following 2-3 streams I will explore the Next.js framework, or let's see what it is. Market docs. Yep, framework for building efficient, reliable and scalable server-side application. Let's see the source code. Okay, so let's start with the documentation stuff. We learn the core fundamental of Next.js. To get familiar with the essential building blocks of the Next.js, we will build a CRUD application with features that cover a lot of ground at the introductory level. Okay, so we are in love with TypeScript, but also we love Node.js. That's why Next is comparable with TypeScript and pure JavaScript. Takes advantage of latest language features, so we use with vanilla. So we need a Babel compiler. Mostly use TypeScript in the example, but you can also switch to the code snippet to vanilla.js and simply click on the toggle to change the language in the upper right corner of each snippet. Okay, so I have set up this. So let me open a terminal. Like I have previously studied the documentation, like created a basic CRUD application, but I'm doing that again so that I have a better idea from the documentation directly. Like I have read a blog actually. Project name directory will be created, node modules and a few other boilerplate files will be installed, and associated directory will be. Let me move to that directory and let's learn docs one. Here is a brief. So I have also a Next.js documentation, a personal one. There are maintain key points, all the key points that are will require in future. Okay, so let's start. Here's a brief overview of build core file. So in SRC we have app controller.ts, a basic controller with a single route. So it has a get hello route, like the unit testing of the controller. So this is for unit testing stuff. Okay. App module, the root module for the application. App module ts. Okay, so this is for the module. Then we have app service ts, on the basic service with a single mode. Okay. Maintain the entry file of the application uses the core function next to create next application instance. Okay. To create a next application instance, we use a next factory class. Okay, next factory class exposes a few static methods that allow creating an application instance. The create method returns application object which fulfills the next application interface. Okay, so the create method returns application object which fulfills. Okay, this object provides a set of methods such as which are described in the which are described in the coming chapters. In the main TS example above, we simply start our HTTP listener which lets the application await inbound HTTP. Okay. Another projects can fall with the nest CLI, create an initial project structure and encourage developer to follow the campaign for keeping each module. Okay. Are costly stuffs actually. So we'll learn from the documentation only. Hope they are written good. Hello Rishu, welcome to the stream. SAO Next seems to be a platform agnostic framework. Platform development makes it possible to create a reusable logic part that developer can take advantage of across different type of applications. Technically, Next is able to work with any node HTTP. Once an adapter is created, there are two HTTP platforms supported. If you can choose one that's best for you. Oh, this I haven't tested actually. Nice. Whichever platform is used, it exposes your own application interface. This has in respect to next expression application. I'm good and you. I'm also fine, buddy. When you pass a type of message, want to access the underlying platform running the application. Support us. Okay, so next is controller. Controller responsible for handling incoming request and returning response to the client. So to control us, module has a controller and a provider. Okay, module takes controller and a provider. Thumbnail is perfect, buddy. Thank you. I'm just learning the social media marketing. I have also another one for this week, which will show you. Let me know how it is. This one. This is simple but effective one. So as a coder, we always choose trade-off between code and sleep. So that's why I created this. Let me know how it is. Okay, so moving back to our controller. Controller responsible for handling incoming request and returning response to the client. Okay, client side will move to controller. A controller purpose is to receive specific request for the application. That's also good. Thank you, buddy. The routing mechanism control which controller receives which request. Okay, frequently each controller has more than one request and different routes can perform different actions. In order to create a basic controller, we use classes and decorators. Okay, decorators associate classes with required metadata and enable next to create a routing map as request to the responding controller. Creating application with the validation building we use. So this is for say decorator generator. Okay, let me write that into my notes. Yep. So routing. Okay. In the following example, we will use I guess like you having your exams, no? I'm not able to recall actually. The following example, we will use a controller decorator, which is required to define a basic controller. Controller will specify optional route path, prefix of cats. Okay, so here we will have a cats, which is required to be cats using the path prefix and control decorator allows you to easily group a set of related routes and minimize repetitive code. For example, we may use a group a set of routes that manages interfaces with a cat entity. In that case, we will specify the path prefix cats in the controller decorator so that so that it is written in a string. So let me change that to this action returns. I'm just blindly following this tutorial. This block find all, create a controller using set. I simply execute next controller program. Okay, so method decorator before the final method test next has to create a handler for a specific endpoint for HTTP request. The endpoint corresponds to the HTTP request method get in this case, and the route path. What is the route path? Okay, the route path for the handler is determined by concatenating the optional prefix determined for the controller and any path specified in the method decorator. Okay, since we are declaring the prefix for every route cats and haven't added any path information in the decorator next full map get cats. Okay, request to this handle as mentioned, the path includes both the optional controller path prefix and any path string declared in the request method or decorator. For example, a path prefix of cat combined with the decorator get played will produce a routing mapping of the get. Yep. In our example, when the get request is made to this endpoint, next routes the request to our user defined find method. Note that the method name we chose here is completely arbitrary. We obviously so everyone. But nature doesn't attach any significance to the method name chosen. This method will return a status code 200 code and associated response, which is in this case is just a string file that item separate string files to default option for manipulating response. So we have a standard recommended using built-in method when a request and returns a JavaScript object or array, it automatically serializes to JSON when it returns JavaScript type string. Next we pass and just a value without attempting to try this will expand example. Is always 200 by default except the portion which can use 201. We can easily change this behavior by adding the under level. In controller we have a status code. Okay, and exit the request object by instructing next to inject it by adding the request decorator to the handling signature. Okay, it will returning request in this request is a decorator. We get from the common request of type request. In this for my application purpose. We can install this tool. Okay, so this will be dev dependencies. This will be in dev dependency. Okay, so again, back the request object represents the HTTP request and has properties for the request query, string, parameter, HTTP headers, and body and more. Okay. The request object represents HTTP request and has properties for the okay. The request object represents the HTTP request and has properties for the request query, string, parameter, HTTP headers, and body. Read more here. So it is part of Express.js. In the most cases, it's not necessary to grab these properties manually. We can use dedicated decorators in such as body or a query which are available out of the box. Below is the list of provided decorators and a plain platform specific object they follow. This is a request. We can have a response. The next function also we have. Okay, and the session we have a params, body, headers, IP host name. Should I put all those stuffs here? Let me try it. Okay. Param. It is not considering it. Param. Oh, let me have body. Yep, I took that body and type any for now. Oh, okay, so I can have this or this one. Is it? If body is a function, have a body, and I can take params or queries. So let me add that also. This will take params. It is not importing that, but okay. Or I can have a query of type any, but now okay. For compatibility with the tabs across HTML, will next provide a filter as is simply an alias for response. Both directly expose the underlying platform response object. When using them, you should also import the typing for them. So for that I will check. To learn how to create your own custom decorators page. So we have that one, okay, not an issue. So cat controller we have okay, in this simple next provide decorators for all the standard HTTP get. In addition, all defines when that handles all of them without wildcard, okay, pattern based on also supported as a function. The asterisk is used as a wildcard. Status code. Yep. So HTTP return a static code of 404. Let's go to our next command. We can easily change the behavior or it have or no. So what if I want to send 500 or 200? Okay, so let's see. Okay, how can I do so? Yeah, so future step, let's see. Redirection, so redirect user response to a specific the user type. So I can define, okay, so for params I need to have params. Okay, so routes with parameter should be declared after any static path. This prevents the time rushed path front as a traffic. Written with the parameter should be declared after any static path. Yes. Hello buddy, okay, so let me okay, so and by the way, thank you for joining. Today data method params is an example about and makes the route parameters replace properties of data corrected methods parameters at the body of the method. The code where we can access the ID parameter by referencing params.id. We can also pass in a particular parameter could be decorated then reference the route parameter body. Import param from subdomain routing. Like a product I can take a host that should be host of the input requirements. This okay, nice. This will be a then how will it for which API it will like I also want to export this one also. Next we file. object DTO. A DTO is an object that defines how the data will be sent over the network. We could determine the DTO schema by using JavaScript interface. Yeah, your audio is completely gone. Hello. Hello. Okay, so I also want to export this one also. Next v5. Okay, so this, I guess that noise was from my fan actually. Hello. Mic testing. Mic testing. Yep, so I guess now it is fucking fine. And by the way, in today's stream I'm exporting Nest.js for my future project. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for joining. DTO is an object. It's still some problem. Okay, so hello. Hello. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Okay, so that's great. I guess there is an issue with my mic only. So we'll fix it tomorrow. Today I'm a bit tired. Not tired, actually I'm just lazy today. Okay, so coming back to our Next.js. We could determine the DTO schema by using TypeScript interface or by simply classes. Interestingly, we recommend using classes here. Why classes are part of the JavaScript ES6 standards, okay, and therefore they are preserved for as real entities in the compiled JavaScript. On the other hand, since JavaScript interface are removed during the transpilation, Nest can't refer to them as a runtime. This is important because features such as PubSub enable additional possibilities when they have access to the meta type of the variable. Okay, so let's create cat DTO, that is data transfer object. So let me create this in this folder only. Create add dot dto.ts. By the way, everyone, how was your day? Sunday actually. It should be a string. Age should be a number. And breed also be a string. It has only 3 basic properties. Thereafter we can use the newly created DTO inside a cat controller. So in my project it is app controller. So for post request we'll create one here, post add that just okay. Okay, so why just okay? Hope everything is fine from your side. create cat. So it will take a body, and body will be of type create cat DTO, and it will be of the type create cat DTO. So this is for our reference, and this is for this is the type of this argument that is taken by the body, that we are taken in the body, and we will return a string. So for that purpose we'll use here this action adds a new cat with name, this one dot name. And our validation pipeline can filter all properties that should not be received by the method handler. In this case, we can whitelist the accepted properties, and any property not included in the whitelist automatically stripped from the resulting object. In the create example, we our whitelist is the name and create properties learn mode here. So this is in techniques that I will explore in future streams. I'm thinking of spending a week on this documentation only, like creating sample projects and learning stuffs from the documenter only. And then after that, from next week, I will create, not next week, the other week after the next week, whatever I say, we'll start with the project. Below is an example that make use of the several decorators to create a basic controller. This example exposes a couple of method to access and manipulate internal data. Okay. So this is post. Query params, then we have params and a body and a delete. So let me try one stuff actually. Action returns all the cats, and if I make this, if I copy this one, all cats first, second, and if I do here like first, second, so let's see, not found. And if I do here first, all the first cat, all the second cat, the first cat, second cat, and same I can do with post. If I make this post, this action adds a new cat with a name Abhishek 1. Okay, and if I do 1, Okay, if I do that, it not found. And in here, if I pass one, two, yep. So it is clear now. Generator scheme that automatically generate all the boilerplate code to help us avoid doing all this stuff and make the developer experience with the feature. If this is a feature, red generator, so it is a feature. Getting up and running. Yep. Okay, so the above code controller fully defined next still does not know the cat controller existed, and as a result won't create an instance for this class. Controllers always belong to a module, which is why we include the controller array within the module. So in app module we have a controller and a module decorator. Since we haven't yet defined any other module except the app module, we will use the same that to introduce the cats module or cats controller. So we'll okay, so this is to define controllers. We attach the metadata to the module class using the module decorator, and next will now easily reflect the control. Okay, library specific approach. Okay, so this is to return. It is a response. It takes a response of type response. Okay, so how can I return the specific? Okay, so let me do call search. Okay, so they are also using custom one. So I guess that's the only solution. Okay, we'll do this also, and we'll do this one in one actually. Stress of type response. Yep, so this is custom one, works fine though. So next one is providers. Providers are a fundamental concept in Next. Many of the basic Next classes are maybe treated as a provider, service repository, factories, helpers, and so on. The main idea of provider is that it can be injected as a dependency. Okay, this means object can create various relationship with each other, and the function of wiring up instance object can largely be delegated and to the next runtime system. Controllers, we have view, value, components, factory component, and a controller. Okay, in the previous chapters we built a simple controller. Controller should handle HTTP request and delegate more complex providers. Providers are plain JavaScript classes that are declared in the module. So in module we will have that providers. Since Next enables to possibly to design and organize dependencies more object-oriented way, we strongly recommend using solid principles. I have a lot of stuff to read. So we'll do that in future streams. Services, yep. So let's start by creating a simple CAT service. This service will be responsible for data storage and retrieval, and it is designed to used by CAT's controller, so it's good candidate to define as a provider. I will read only CAT. Is an empty list. So we have a create that takes a CAT, and this let us push this CAT argument. Let me give you a type of any. In this cats will also be of type any for now. Like I'm for now avoiding the TypeScript stuffs. Find all return this dot cat. Create a service using the CLI. Simply execute. Yep, our cat service is a basic. Okay, so we need to import that cat service in constructor. The cat service is injected to the class constructor. Notice the use of private syntax. This shorthand allows us to both declare and initialize cat service. Yep. So this is app service, and in app service we have cat. So we have already injected that stuff. So this dot app service dot create, it will take a create cat to do, and get all cats. It will return this dot cat sub sorry app service dot find all. Yep. Dependency injection. Next.js is built around a strong design pattern commonly known as dependency injection. We can read a great article about the concept in official Angular documentation. Okay, so we'll read this one after like I have finished. I am planning to complete the providers module actually. Let's see how much stuff we have in module. So it will take a bit time, so let's see. So I'm back again. Give me a few minutes more, like 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so custom providers, headers, property based injection technique we have used so far is called a constructor based injection, as providers are injected via the constructor methods. In some very specific cases, property based injection via the constructor methods. Specific property based injection might be useful, for instance, if your top level depends on other. If your top level class depends on either one of the multiple provider, passing them all the way up to the up to part of depends on the multiple, passing them all on the way, calling super in the class and so on. The construct can be very tedious. Now to avoid this, you can use the inject operator. Okay, provide registration. Get class, and we have a consumer for that service. We need to register the service to Nest so that it can perform the injection. We do this by editing a module and adding a service to the providers array at the module. So we have a cat service to the providers. Now okay, so next we will now be able to resolve the dependency of the controller. This is how application structure should look now. So in cats folder we have DTO interfaces, cat controllers. No, that I'm not doing now. So now we are at the modules. I'm thinking of doing this in tomorrow's stream. Because I will explore this in future stream, and we'll add this to do only. So we'll explore this in future. With that actually today. So thank you all for joining. Bye bye. Good night.